With the California Conservation Corps, all Corps members need to become versed in how to inspect a vehicle before they drive, and we refer to that as a 65 process. It's vital to do a thorough inspection with one other person to ensure the safety of the entire crew, as driving is potentially the most dangerous thing you're going to do while serving with the CCC.
Hi, my name is Emmett, and I'm a special Corps member here at the Los Padres Center, and we'll be going step by step through the pre-trip inspection. So first we'll be popping the hood. So first, just do a general overview, see if anything looks out of place, if anything's leaking, obviously punctured, anything like that. And then you'll pretty much start from one side of the vehicle and go across it, checking everything off that's on the list. So we'll be checking the engine oil dipstick, which is right here. We know because the transmission is usually labeled. And so you just pull it out. So we'll wipe it off. And then we'll put it back in. And we wipe it off to... We'll wipe it off to see what the actual levels are because it moves around as the car is in motion. So kind of got to be delicate as you bring it out. So we're looking between these two dots to make sure it's filled to the proper level, and we're looking for any murkiness in the liquid. In the oil. So you'll want to make sure all the drive belts are secure and only give about 3/4 give and no more. After that, you'll want to make sure all the fluids are at the proper level. So here is your steering control fluid, here's your coolant, and here's your brake fluid. Know which is which by the images on the cap. And so this is power steering because of the steering wheel. That's a good one I always use. We'll have these images showing how it heats up when the car is on. It doesn't necessarily say coolant, but it always will have the images saying when it's okay to use it. This is the brake fluid because it's the only one left, as well as it's near the front of the cab, and it's usually found next to the fuse box. And those are the 3 liquids you'll usually find in the car. I'm saying what's minimum, what's maximum, and you just want to make sure they're closer to the max field line than the minimum. So over here's the battery, and we're checking for any corrosion around the terminals. And it's pretty easy to see when you come up, so this one's good. Transmission fluid, we check it similarly to how we check the engine oil, but we're gonna let the car heat up for a little bit first before we check it. Yeah, because it needs to be warm before it shows the proper levels. So when checking the outside of the car, it's best to have 2 people. So one person can be inside turning on the lights and turning on the car. Then. So we'll be checking the lights right now. He'll be inside the car. We'll check the front lights and the back lights. We'll do the normal lights, the high beams, low beams, the turn signals, as well as the hazard lights. And for the back, we'll do all of those, as also we'll do the reverse lights. All right, so normal lights, check. Your right signal, check. Your left, check. Brights, check. And then hazards. They might be on the top past the wheel. Check. So we'll do the back. Good. 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 You want to do hazards? Good. So you'll want to check your AC and heater when you get in the car, as well as your defrost, and give it a moment to make sure it's working. Next, you'll want to check your windshield wipers and make sure you have wiper fluid, and give that a second. So the accident report kit is usually in this side glove box. Here it is. So now we'll look behind the seats for the jack, the fire extinguisher, as well as the first aid kit. So in a truck, usually it'll be behind the seats or under the seats. And in a van or a bigger vehicle, it will probably be in the trunk or in the back doors. Cool. So we've got our first aid kit. We've got our jack back here. Oh, forgot about these. Got our safety triangles in case you stop on the side of a road. And the fire extinguisher is actually on the other side. So here's the fire extinguisher. And usually they are attached to something to hold them down in the car because you don't want it flying around. And you'll look here to check the date to see when it needs to be refilled. So you'll want to take the tread depth. And so the depth gauge will show you when your tire is at the proper level or when it needs to have a deeper tread. And then you'll move on to taking the PSI. And on the tire, it'll tell you what PSI it needs to be at. So now what you'll want to do is walk around the whole vehicle and check for any new dents or scratches or anything that's out of place. And the more you drive a certain vehicle, the more you'll be able to notice when new things are popping up.
Each vehicle is different with the CCC, so when you can't find something, be sure to ask for help, because various items are located in different places given the various vehicle. Thanks for watching the video, and please don't neglect this very important step in starting your day before you get in your vehicle. That goes for your personal vehicle too. Just know that driving is probably one of the most dangerous things you're going to do during your term of service, so please take it seriously and remember safety first.